Hey YouTube, welcome to Plantier Gaming. This is your host Craig. Today we're going to be tanking Heroic Stonecore, so I'll be covering a few trash mobs and full fights against all four bosses. I'll just stick with the important stuff to know as a tank, so let's just stay sharp, gear up, pay attention to our heroeless mana. Let's get into it. Alright, for our first boss we have Corborus. I won't fill the air with all the fluff of his abilities. All you really need to pay attention to is his Crystal Barrage and his Thrashing Charge while he's in Burrowed phase, which I will call out as they happen. And right on cue, we see Crystal Barrage. Just make sure you aren't standing in it if it targets you, and no, you can't taunt them off your party, so they'll just have to do their own job of moving out of the way. And Corborus now is submerging, so he's entered his burrow phase. Now you see that line on of the ground disturbance. This is where thrashing charge will hit, so make sure you're away from that and just focus on getting the rock borer ads down as they come out. And as Corborus emerges, he'll immediately target me for a crystal barrage. I'll just get out of the way by walking right through him, and we'll just DPS him down. Nothing to it. I'll now get hit for a second crystal barrage, sidestep it, clear the ads. Let's keep on rolling. These Crystalspawn Giants cast an ability called Quake. If you want to keep a smooth run smooth and keep your healer happy, then you're going to want to jump right before the cast goes off to mitigate damage. As you can see, the rogues did not jump and got smacked twice. These Stonecore Flayers cast an ability called Flay. You'll want to position them away from the group. It's not interruptible, but they can be stunned. So if you can, try to land a stun as it casts to give your DPS those precious seconds to burn them down. If you can't land a stun, that's okay too. Just walk right through them and hit them from behind. Flay keeps them rooted in the direction they're facing. Slabhide is our second boss in. He will drop stalactites randomly around the arena. Just don't let any of them land on you. You can see the shadows of their drop, so it's really easy to dodge. You'll also want to keep Slabhide facing away from the group as he casts Sandblast and an outward cone towards his target. It's not a random target, and you should always have aggro, so the target should always be you. Stay out of the lava fissures as you can see from the disturbed ground, just like Corborus. If you cast Crystal Storm, make sure to retreat behind one of the fallen stalactites, but don't choose one that's really close to the boss or you won't be shielded from damage. Here's a great example of when you don't get behind a pillar far enough away. The rogues are taking unnecessary damage as I take none, safely tucked behind this rock. These groups can be tedious to pull because of the casters, but I find that if you just run straight into them, you can hold them in that one spot and not pull the other groups close by. Ozruk, the group killer, and our third boss in. Look, to be blunt, there is no reason anybody should be wiping here. He hits hard, but slow and methodical, so it's easy to dodge his two biggest abilities Ground Slam and Shatter. You'll want to face him away from the party so that his ground slam won't delete your friends. As he's casting ground slam, all you need to do is sidestep to the left or right, then reset your position. Ozruk will cast Shatter shortly after ground slam, so be prepared. You'll want to run directly behind you to get out of the visible circle being cast around him. Then reset your position. Rinse and repeat until he dirt naps. You can avoid the flayers off to the left. Everything else in here is normal tiered trash mobs beside these ogre, so you can just group them all up and burn them down easily. As we approach our fourth and final boss, High Priestess Azil, you'll notice three large packs of mobs. They're the exact same normal mobs from the previous room, so you know the drill. Azil has some interesting abilities to take note of. The first being Force Grip. You're going to want to try to interrupt this as she casts it. The second ability is Gravity Well. Stay away from the giant purple circles on the ground. However, if positioned carefully, you could actually use these to suck the ads in that appear periodically through the fight. Though they are normal tiered ads, so DPS usually ends up nuking them down before they really ever get close. As she transitions to her next phase, she will shield up and call for a greater density of ads. Take them out while also avoiding her last ability, Seismic Charge. You'll notice a bright orange circle appear on the ground, not unlike the lava circles we saw earlier with Slabhide. I know, wow, it's so creative. Just move out of the way and you won't get hurt. And that's it. I want to thank all of you who stuck around and watched this end of the video. This is actually my very first upload, so I'm learning as I go. Let me know how the quality is on your end. Did I sound okay? How was the background game audio? What kind of information are you looking for in a strategy video? What can I do better? Thank you so much for your feedback. Again, this is Craig with Palantir Gaming. Y'all take care.